Okay, so let's take a look at whether or not a company should accept a special order and how we might go about making that specific decision. So a special order occurs when a customer requests a one-time order at a reduced sales price. Often these special orders are for large quantities. So before agreeing to the deal, management must consider the quantitative and qualitative decisions, which might include whether or not other customers will find out about the special order, because if they do, then they're going to want the special price as well. Now, we also need to make sure that we have excess capacity before accepting a special order. This is true for service firms like lawyers, caterers, and so on, as well as manufacturers. If there's no excess capacity, meaning we can't produce any more, then the firm is unable to do a special order anyway. And if the company is already making as many units as possible and selling them at its regular sales price, it wouldn't make sense to fulfill a special order. So why would a company bother foregoing profits by discounting? So we can only accept a special order if we have existing plant capacity, and in which case typically only our variable costs are affected. So let's take a look here at an example. We've got Mexico company offers to buy a special order of 2,000 blenders at $11 per unit from Sunbelt. Now they are assuming there will be no impact on their sales and they have sufficient plant capacity. They're only operating at 80% capacity, which is at 100,000 units. Their current fixed manufacturing costs are $400,000 or $4 per unit. Variable manufacturing overhead costs are $8 per unit, and the normal selling price is $20 per unit. So the question is, should they accept a special order at $11? Well, from what we know, our cost would be fixed plus variable, which would be $12 per unit, which is what we see here. Since that exceeds the offer price of $11, you might think that we should go ahead and reject that special order. But if you think about it, when we're within our existing plant capacity, there's going to be no change in fixed costs. The reason is because those fixed costs are already covered through the items that we're manufacturing at regular price. So in this example, the 100,000 units. So we like to go ahead and do a little analysis here, similar to what you see here. This is what we call incremental analysis, because we're only going to look at the costs that vary between options. So if we reject the special order, we're not going to get any more revenue, we're not going to incur any costs, and we will have no more income. What will happen though, if we accept the special order, our revenues will go up by $22,000. That's because they are requesting to purchase 2,000 units at a cost of $11 per unit, or a sales price of $11 per unit. Now it's going to cost us 2,000 units times the variable manufacturing cost per unit. That 2,000 times the $8 variable manufacturing cost means the cost associated with those items, excluding the fixed, because again, those aren't going to change whether or not we accept. They're irrelevant in this case. The net income added would be $6,000. So if we look at the difference between rejecting and accepting, we'll get a differential difference of $6,000. If that's the case, then we should go ahead and accept that special order. Let's look at another example here. It says it costs a company $14 of variable cost and $6 of fixed cost to produce product Z200 that sells for $30. A foreign buyer offers to purchase 3,000 units at $18 each. If the special order is accepted and produced with unused capacity, what will our net income be? Okay, so 14 variable, 6 fixed, selling price of $30. So if we take the $14 variable cost, that's all we need to cover. So the 18 is greater than the 14 by $4, and they want to buy 3,000 units. That means we will have an increase of $12,000 in our net income if we accept that special order. Now, special pricing decision occurs when customer requests a one-time order at a reduced sales price. So before agreeing to that deal, we have to consider several things. Again, make sure that we have excess capacity to fill the order. as it wouldn't be, as it wouldn't be profitable to fill it at a reduced sales price if we don't. Second, managers need to consider whether the sales price is high enough to cover the differential costs of fulfilling the order. Those are going to be the costs that are different if the alternative is chosen. So the special price must be greater than the variable costs of filling the order, or the company's going to lose money. So in other words, the special order must have a positive contribution margin. In addition, the company must consider the fixed costs. If they have excess capacity, fixed costs will probably not be affected by producing more units. However, in some cases, management may have to incur some other fixed costs to fill the special order, like additional insurance premiums or the purchase of special equipment. So, if so, they need to consider whether the sales price is high enough to generate a positive contribution margin and cover those additional fixed costs. Finally, managers need to consider whether the special order will affect regular sales in the long run. So, will customers find out about the special order and demand a lower price? This is a real concern for companies. Will the special order customer come back again and again and ask for the same reduced price? That's another consideration. And will the special order price start a price war with competitors? So managers should determine the answers to these questions and consider how customers will respond. Managers may decide that any profit from the special sales order is not worth these risks. So let's just briefly cover the decision rule. So to summarize the special pricing decisions, here we go. If the expected increase in revenues exceeds the expected increase in variable and fixed costs, then we should accept the special pricing order. If the expected increase in revenues is less than the expected increase in variable and fixed costs, then the company should reject the special pricing order.